RecyClass Recyclability Certification is an audit scheme that certifies the recyclability of plastic packaging for the entire EU 27+3 market via third-party audits. It defines the recyclability of the packaging in a range of classes reflecting the recyclability performance. The certification is based on RecyClass Design for Recycling guidelines that are updated twice per year, based on the latest scientific findings and are available online on the RecyClass website. This document includes RecyClass expertise on compatibility of plastic packaging features with recycling, obtained via standardized testing. The goal of RecyClass is to harmonize the design for recycling guidelines for plastic packaging and its certification at the European scale. Only plastic packaging that has a widely developed collection, sorting and recycling infrastructure in Europe can be certified. The list of that packaging is available on the RecyClass website, and for each type of packaging, design for recycling guidelines have been developed and published online. There are 3 different certifications under RecyClass Recyclability Scheme. These certifications will be linked to the state of the packaging the company wishes to certify. They are called Letter of Compatibility, Design for Recycling, and Recyclability Certifications. The Letter of Compatibility Certification was developed for semi-finished packaging, meaning packaging whose design misses only final artwork and decorations. To be eligible for a letter of compatibility, the features of the semi-finished packaging must be covered by the Design for Recycling guidelines developed by RecyClass. Converters can use this certificate to communicate about the semi-finished products. However, this letter cannot be used as proof of certification for the finished packaging, which must be certified by the brand owner. The Design for Recycling certification aims to certify the theoretical recyclability of finished packaging, meaning packaging as sold to the consumers with the final artwork, decorations, and filled with products. The certification will provide the company with a recyclability class, and the certificate will be valid in the whole European market for 3 years. The recyclability certification is the most complete assessment. It is country-specific and takes into account the local collection, sorting, and recycling infrastructures. It assesses the final packaging as put on the market by the brand owner, and the certification will provide a recyclability class and a recyclability percentage to quantify the actual level of recyclability of the packaging locally. The certificate is granted via a third-party audit that is carried out by one of RecyClass recognized certification bodies. These certification bodies are neutral and independent and have been trained by RecyClass. Companies interested in RecyClass certification can contact the certification body of their choice among those listed in the RecyClass website under the Get Certified section. You can choose freely among the certification bodies listed on the RecyClass website, but keep in mind that the recyclability rate certification is country-specific and the selected certification body must have knowledge of the local waste management specificities. This information is provided on the website close to the logo of each certification body. The cost of the audit is set individually by the certification bodies and depends on the complexity of the packaging and the required testing. In addition, a management fee is charged by RecyClass for any certificate issued. This fee covers the management of our audit tool and ensures the development, updates, and maintenance of the scheme. RecyClass members are offered discounts on the management fees for the certification. For more information on RecyClass membership, please feel free to consult our membership brochure and contact us via our info email. The first step for the company is to check Design for Recycling guidelines available on the RecyClass website to make sure that all the features of the packaging are listed in the document. Any packaging with features not covered by the RecyClass guidelines will be considered not eligible for certification and must be tested via standardized RecyClass testing protocols. The company should then perform a recyclability self-assessment via the RecyClass online tool, which is accessible for free via the RecyClass website. With the online tool, companies can get an estimation of the final recyclability class the packaging would get in a real assessment. The certification scheme and the free online tool are based on the same methodology and guidelines. The company should then contact the certification body of their choice, listed on the RecyClass website. This certification body will provide them with a quotation, a certification agreement, and an application form to be filled in and signed before launching the audit. The certification body will also require the product specification sheets and technical data sheets to start the audit. The company will need to provide around 10 samples of the packaging to the certification body for the audit. The assessment will be performed in the RecyClass audit tool, which is the platform that connects the company, the certification body, and RecyClass. It is fully performed online and will be delivered to the company with the certificate once finished. The certification process takes between a few weeks and 3 months maximum. There is no maximum number of packaging that can be covered by one certificate. As long as the packaging is equivalent, meaning that it has the same material composition, the same shape, decorations, inks and labels in the same proportions, it can be covered by the same certificate. The only admitted changes under certain rules are the size, the color, and the brand name. The auditor will check the list of packaging and its features before the beginning of the audit to adjust the quotation and the provisional timeline to issue the certificate. The key point when certifying single elements such as pumps, caps, or labels is understanding toward which stream they will be directed. As a caps producer, for example, you can certify your product as long as it's attached to a packaging. It will then be possible to get it certified under the Letter of Compatibility Certification Scheme. It is the same for pumps or labels, which also need to be applied on packaging before launching the audit. During the recyclability audit, the certification body can require a sorting test or quick tests to check some packaging features that might be problematic for recycling. For example, the certification body can check the label's removability or that the inks are not bleeding, or even check the sorting behavior of the packaging. The definition of recyclability adopted by RecyClass has 4 key points. First of all, the packaging must be properly collected, meaning that a collection system should be in place for the packaging material at the European level. Secondly, the packaging must be sorted in the right polymer stream, then recycled at industrial scale. And finally, the quality of the recyclate should be high enough to be reintroduced in the market to replace virgin plastics in products. The whole RecyClass methodology is based on that definition, and the plastic packaging will receive a score after being evaluated against these points. The recyclability evaluation has 4 points. First of all, a collection system must be established for the packaging assessed and its sorting behavior must be checked. Secondly, the RecyClass auditor will calculate the recyclable plastic content, which quantifies the amount of valuable plastic parts inside of the packaging, excluding the inks, adhesives, additives, pigments of the master batches, and so on. Thirdly, the auditor would evaluate the packaging against the RecyClass Design for Recycling guidelines by checking the level of compatibility of all the features of the packaging. Items from the green column will lead to no class deduction, while items from the orange column will lead to the deduction of 1 or 2 classes. The features listed in the red column of the guidelines will result in a 3-class deduction or the immediate disqualification of the packaging. Finally, the assessment is completed by the calculation of the Easy to Empty index, which is an index quantifying the amount of product residue in the packaging after a normal use by a consumer. If this amount is too high because of the packaging design, this will lead to further penalties. This last point of the assessment concerns only the design for recycling and the recyclability rate certifications for final packaging. RecyClass developed the use of claims guidance that is available on the RecyClass website. This document lists all the claims certified companies can make based on the assessment they conducted. It covers business-to-business and business-to-consumer claims, as well as the use of RecyClass certification marks. The initial RecyClass Recyclability Certificate is valid for 3 years. When this period comes to an end, the company can contact the certification body again to carry out a monitoring audit. The evaluation procedure will be the same and the monitoring certificate will be valid for another 3 years. During the monitoring audit, the packaging will be evaluated according to the latest available version of the guidelines to reflect the most recent scientific data RecyClass obtained.